Hello, it's Ben from our Wave. How's it going? Here's a weekly update on the Nasdaq. Today we're going to take a look at the Nasdaq and the S&P 500, see what's happening and what could be happening using the Elliott Wave theory. So we're going to get started with the Nasdaq here, as you can see. And this is obviously weekly update following up last week update, which if you haven't seen already, the count has been playing out. We moved higher into what could be a potential minor wave 5. And everything moved as expected. For the sake of this video, we're going to consider that we have a bottom in place here with the October 2022 low, and that we resumed in a potential bullish manner from there. So again, overall count is suggesting that we have a wave 1 and 2, then again 1 and 2 minor degree, 3, sideways 4, which makes sense compared to the more of a sharp correction to wave 2 at the same degree. So we do have alternation, and it looks like we might have found a top here in wave 5. Now, I've seen counts where people have something like either 1, 2, 3, 4, or else they basically have this as a WXY, a bottom here, so not this would be the orthodox low, not this one, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've seen also those type of counts. Again, I prefer this one simply because I see a potential leading diagonal into wave 1, and then a sharp move into wave 3. Now, as expected, we are seeing resistance onto the 16,000. I was looking for resistance, major resistance at 16,500, as it just 16.5 stands between 15 and 18. So it's midway point. But if we take a look at the 4-hour, just focus on this up move, which was very sharp. We just moved sharply off the lows, which we traded in the Discord, which, by the way, if you're not in the Discord already, I recommend to join. You'll find the link in the description of this video. And as you can see, I share basically everyday updates on what I think are the best looking setups when it comes to actual trading or just regular analysis. And obviously you can also send me your analysis, get a feedback, do the same. I always ask for feedback, and so on and so forth. So back to the Nasdaq, as you can see here, looking for a potential top in place. Now, I closed my longs because we breached 15,800, even though we did so far at least, in a 3-wave manner. That looks like 3. However, this initial move down seems impulsive. This looks pretty impulsive, so it could just be A, B, C. And if it is ABC, then the problem would stand that, I'll take you back to the daily. If we are, or at least I am assuming that we have a wave 5 in place, and we just had a 3-wave move to the downside, then meaning either we resume higher or we double correct and continue lower. But even there, it would be bullish corrective. So this may not have been a wave 5, so we can look for more bullish upside and basically have this as wave 1 and 2 and then upside. So that's also a possibility by looking at some stocks, major stocks within the Nasdaq: Apple, Microsoft, Amazon. Both counts are possible, so I'm not going to exclude one or the other. So I'm just keeping in mind that trading wise, I'm just staying out of it. I want to see how it develops. And again, so far it looks like a 3-wave move, but we could start to accelerate lower. So if we do not break this point, then we could move lower. If we do break this point, then most likely we might have just a wave 1 and 2 of some degree. So something like this might fill this gap at 15,500, which is possible, and then resume higher. we do obviously have volume here at 15,000. I cannot show you volume here on the cash market, but I can do so on the CFD. So take a look at the CFD. Just ignore the count. Don't look at it. It's not updated. So if you take a look at the CFD, we can see how we do have strong volume here and here, and there would be right around here at 15,000. As you can see, we also here had spikes, and then again here on the way up. So 15,000, obviously it's a large number, and it is right between 10,000 and 20,000. So it is acting, as you can see here, as both support and resistance volumes there. So we could see it coming back down and there resume higher. After all, to move higher, you need to sell to buy, as everyone says, but obviously it's easier said than done when you actually do have to buy when everything is going down. It's not that simple. So that's basically the Nasdaq. If we take a look at bearish alternatives, then it's kind of with the S&P, it's more probable, and also the Dow Jones, you can take a look easier at bearish alternatives, and we're going to take a look at in just a second. However, really, if you can, again, 3 down, and then the best thing you could do, you can say this was A, B, and then extended C, which is quite odd to get such a large wave C. So 3 down, A, B, C. So really, it's looking more bullish than bearish. I do not have any. I don't want to be biased, but for the time being, I don't think there's any reason why we should be bearish. If not, it's the time to be bullish. Now, right now we're in a dangerous territory because we can see a potential top in place of some sort of degree that could take us all the way back down, or still we're looking for a deeper retracement before considering longs. Take a look at some technicals. You can see RSI briefly touched here on the daily, oversold, then came back down. So it looks like there's still more room to go higher. That kind of confirms the potential upside resumption. And then if we take a look at the moving averages, MACD, we can see how we just have a tiny crust here. This could tell us either that the trend is starting to get weaker, so we could see upside, but in a weakened form, which would confirm the overall idea that we are in wave 5, or else we could simply just start to move lower as we have a top here and then continue lower. So again, not really much to do about it for the time being. We can just monitor it and see how it's going to play out. Now, let me delete that, and let's get into the S&P, for which I have a few different counts. Let me see which. Okay, this one is cash market. So I'll take you to the weekly first and show you a few different long-term counts. So I have this one, which is basically saying that the move with the cover lows was a wave 1 and 2, and then now we just had a wave 3 and 4, sharp wave 4, which alternates to a sideways wave 2. So we do have alternation, and we are resuming higher in wave 5, and that obviously as 3 is shorter than 1, 5 must be shorter than 3. Therefore, we would need we would be near some sort of a major top, which is, I don't know if it's the right count, especially based on what we're looking at in the Nasdaq, but I think it's something to worth mentioning and keep in mind. Now, the other count, which is a bit more bullish, is that we have wave 1 and 2 here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave 4 with the cover lows, and then now a top in wave 1. Now with this count, I can forecast another leg lower before resuming higher. I'm saying that because this move down was a 26% retracement, and also the retracement with the cover lows was a 26% retracement, which is why I have the count I showed you earlier, which was this one. So as I basically saying that this is possible because we have right look, we have alternation, and also because these two corrections are the same in terms of magnitude, which suggests usually when it comes to Elliott wave that they are a correction of the same degree. Let's get back to the more bullish count, which is this one. So into the daily, taking a look at what is happening. So here we could have a wave 2 of primary degree in place, and we would have again a complex. I see this as a complex. It does not look impulsive, does not look trend establishing. It just looks extremely corrective, and I'm going to place that in here. And then here we could move this 1 degree higher at least, as we would have. So this would be minor, but I added here because I'm just gonna label it again. So wave, actually I'll do a 4 hour, I'll do it with you. So my best count for this, whatever this is, if I have to count it from a bullish perspective, would be 1 and 2, 3, 4, and 5. And that would be minor degree. And then again, so basically we do not have invalidation, but that happens for basically. So and then here we can have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. A sideways correction to wave 2, upside, and then a sharp correction. This looks like a complex into wave 4. So we would have alternation between wave 2 and 4, which is what we want to see in an Elliott wave count. Now wave 3 was longer than 1, therefore wave 5 can be whatever length. And again, the only thing I don't like about this count is how close we went to invalidation level. The count is not invalidated, and we could be near a wave 5 top. With that wave 5 top, we could then retrace lower, which would kind of confirms the overall idea on the Nasdaq that we topped in wave 3 of minor degree. Wave 5 of minor degree, 3 of intermediate, and we need a larger retracement. So it could be a wave 2 in the S&P and wave 4 in the Nasdaq, and then we can see further upside. So basically, that's my view for the S&P. If I want to be bearish, back to the daily, basically, as I said, something like this, and then continuation lower. So that was it for me today. Don't forget to check out the channel if you want to stay updated to every analysis. So please subscribe if you like to see more, and like if you enjoyed the video. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next one.